How's it going, everybody? My name is Jordan, also known as JMonster, and you are watching episode 2 of our Boris versus playthrough for Kislev. We are, of course, playing Warhammer 3.
Sacrifice
we left off
to
last
ORC.
time, we were trying to take Uzkala. And we are still trying to do that.
I will impale them!
For now, let us get something that will benefit us. 15%
To shield Kislev against chaos.
Definitely have some time to
You will be food for the bear.
to research that. Is that Scrag? Oh shit. Whereabouts are they? Oh my goodness. Well, might have to get dirty here soon. Those ogres.
The bear is with us.
Zook right off!
Cut them down.
Let's see. I think Frostblades is probably the way to go. That'll be really nice for our Warbear Riders.
None may direct
Trappers,
my
Warriors,
recipes.
Wolves, Slaughter.
Take their head.
See if they come direct for us.
Only the great.
If they do, if we can kill them relatively bloodlessly, we can turn around and just start sieging the capital again. So let's see what ends up happening. If he
I have
doesn't move, then that's
survived.
just as good. Great Orthodoxy seems to be winning, as they always do. For whatever reason, the Ice Court has
We
no
are
ability to get
Urson's
supporters.
claws.
I assume it's just easier
Taste
through some
my
mechanical
speed.
reason for the Orthodoxy
Let me think about it.
to gain more support.
No!
It's very polite of those ogres to just kind of sit there.
The motherland endure.
Get off, kid!
Let's see what we got here. We'll go ahead and do that. Pass a few more times. Kind of have to, unfortunately. There's not really any way for us to
The bear
assault
is
this city
with us.
without the proper means. We don't have the means to produce any sort of infantry to help us storm like city walls and whatever, so we're just gonna do this for as long as we can. Realize it puts us a little bit behind, but what can you do? Oh, hell.
I will butcher any who interfere. I obey only the great Moor.
We are definitely
I
against
will
resistance.
impale them. A sacrifice to ORC.
Now, I don't particularly want to siege the settlement. I'm gonna auto-resolve it and see where that gets us. Potentially give up a lot of our strength, though. No, I don't think we can really afford to do that. I mean, in all honesty, we probably could take the place. I just think it would be really ugly.
Take their head.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pull back from that. There's no way
May direct my
we'll be able to take
recipes.
on that many ogres. There's just a lot of weapon strength.
Taste
a lot of
my
really nasty stuff.
speed. Cut them down.
Yeah, I think we'll have to retreat.
It would mean
for
second
now.
death. I return.
Over this way.
Faithful workers. Serve me. Honor Ursul.
Get one extra bowman.
Kiss.
And then in a couple of turns here, this place will become a fortress, and we'll be able to get some armored Tzars with great weapons.
I will butcher any
Or at the very least, some armored Tzars. Because they all have pistols, which will help us focus down the ogres a little better.
High Priest of Ursul. So Boris goes.
Just that much more out of his way.
I cannot eradicate chaos alone.
Okay. So maybe this is an opportunity.
Reborn for Kislev.
Let's see if they're friends. Okay, I didn't realize the other guy was there. I guess he was hiding nearby.
Even Ursul would fall. Ah, my throne
We'll go back into our city, I suppose.
Tzar needs an army. I follow the bear.
Some Tzar's Guard. Get some Kossars. Extra stuff all around.
I'd
Okay,
rather eat a squeak.
that'll do.
I obey only the great Maw.
Oh, that's so many ogre balls. What are we supposed to do about that? Okay, we'll find something. We'll figure it out. Grom telemetry, we've got that, which is good. Improve lookouts, we've got that. Streltsy Arsenal. It'll be a little while before we get Streltsy. Griffin Lodge. It'll be a very long time before we have access to the Griffin Legion. Bear baiting. Building required. Kislev, nascent city. Let's do ice sculpting for now.
Become a stronger motherland.
Sorry. Oh crap. That. Walls of Doom. We have to do something about that.
Hear me roar.
Might be able to continue doing this. Yeah?
Taste my spear.
That.
I will butcher any who interfere. None may direct my recipes.
I have survived death once. Take their head.
No, we're fucking gotta get out of there.
Ah, fools. Boris Ursus.
Yeah. There's not a lot we can do for the false.
They shall not take us!
It's alright. Oh wow. They're buddies with the ogres. Oh my god, that's so frightening. Holy crap. Well, we're gonna have to fight it. Try and deal the damage that we can. Alright, I will see you guys on the battlefield. Well, this is gonna be horrifying. Almost no matter what we do.
We fight for Ursan!
Armored Kossars! The Motherland's finest! The motherland's finest! Wolfdorf Kislevites!
Do our best. We want to get those piercing towers up. They're quite good for
Now is
for
the
the value.
time of Kislev's ascendancy! Kossars! Defenders of Kislev! Kossars! Armored Kossars! Hearts of ice!
Go.
Obey the orthodoxy!
Follow the bear!
Horse raiders! Moving!
Patriarch! We fight for Orson! Kislev sends us force!
Yes, it's ugly.
So be
Very
it!
ugly. Wish I could zoom out a little bit farther too, so I can kind of see. There's a lot of icons on the field. It can make that quite difficult.
Hearts of ice! Wherever Ursen asks! It is my path!
Horse raiders! Kislev endures!
We fight for Ursen! Brutal penance! Kossars! Of duty served!
I wish I
A
could.
fine
Yeah, see,
strategy!
it's not like like
Go with honor!
so.
Armored Kossars! Serve without question! We fight for Ursen! Obey! Obey!
Okay, well, they're just not gonna move.
Annihilate them! Armored Kossars! Kossars! Patriarch! Sons of Kislev! Kislevites moving! Armored Kossars!
Get over there.
Defenders of Kislev!
Right.
Force for Kislev!
This way.
Reverence!
Maybe I'll kind of bypass those things
Kossars!
anyway.
Sons of Kislev!
Yeah.
On the march!
Pathfinding is a pro.
Very well! Hearts of ice! Kossars! Making it so! Priest of Kislev! Comrades of the fair! Done! Kossars! Ursen! For Kislev's honor! Armored Kossars! Kislev's vengeance! The Orthodoxy decree!
Horse raiders!
For Kislev! Full tough Kislevites! May the Orthodoxy!
Okay, ogres have now arrived though.
Pain is duty.
Definitely.
I go with reverence. Armored Kossars! Kossars! Multa Kislevites! The orthodoxy endures! Observe my location! Land is power! Armored Kossars! Slay them! It's vengeance!
Hussars! For Kislev! Land is power! Kislevites! Moving! Slay them!
Make war! Hearts of ice! Yes!
You guys should stop and shoot. Why are you... No, why are you running to try and melee? Oh, that's so...
Taking point!
awful. Yeah.
Armored
obviously
Kossars!
we've got some issues.
Kossars!
Some
Bring them down! It is my duty!
Sons of Kislev! Annihilate them!
Comrades, retreat!
Hussars!
Motherland's finest! Attack,
A little
comrades!
bit of damage to the dead ogres. This has just been over at this point.
Patriarch!
Some damage to the ogres, killing a few of them. Once Fire Blood wears off, we're
Find safety! Kossars! Indeed!
yeah, that's ugly, but what can you do? Did a decent amount of damage though. Alright, see you guys back in the campaign map. And there you have it. We killed off a few orc boys. That's what we managed to accomplish there. That being said, we killed off more than a few orc boys. We probably killed about 1,000 or so of them, which is, I think, pretty good given the odds stack.
Boris Ursus himself.
Who's collect? Oh, jeez. Oh, how on earth did he recover so quickly? Wow.
Ursun's disciple. Tzar needs an army.
Should do. Might be able to get. What do we want to do? Yeah, against all the ogres, it won't really matter that much. There's a decent amount of weapon damage on them. Weapon damage is like hugely different.
Motherland needs men.
We'll do that. We'll see where that gets us. Soon enough now, we'll have our own fairly competent army. Alright, he's level 3.
Demon Slayer.
Inspiring Presence, probably going to be important, but so will the melee defense. We'll have to do that.
Excellent.
Help keep us in the fray for a little bit
The
longer.
lost Tzar returns.
Should be enough. Man, look at that. Dogma, rationality. And
I
peace.
return.
This is our only spot now. It is.
I will butcher any who interfere.
Hear me roar!
It's level 2. It's got a good garrison, so I think
Boris Ursus!
might be able to try and draw some of these guys out for now. I think that's what we gotta do. Gotta be aggressive here. Gotta go right for those ogres. Right into the teeth of them. Yep. That's what we're gonna have to do. I'll see you guys in the battlefield. Hopefully this is not the end of the campaign.
Win
Alright.
this day,
And so here we are.
for who else
This is a
can
battle that we
stand
truly
the
have no
chaos
business winning.
tide?
Open up with a salvo from good old Little Grom. That is going to annihilate an entire row of ogres. Beautiful. Very nicely done. Makes the ogre bowls a little bit more manageable. They are quite familiar. Let's see what they got about. Yeah, 8,000 health, 90 weapon strength, brutal charge bonuses as well. Another shot there is gonna kind of miss. Only kill a couple of ogres that time around. But really, this is just a smaller force, right? So I just want to deal whatever damage I can to them before the big guys come in. Another shot there from Little Grom, weakening them a little bit. And the overall plan of attack, while Little Grom goes off in the background, is that I want to draw out that charge, and then I want to counter-charge with my own warbears. The warbears, as I'm sure you know at this point, are quite strong against large, and that's going to make them good against basically everything on the ogre roster that's worth being good against. Just going to move forward just a little bit. I want to bait out that charge if at all I can, and draw them into the front of my infantry. My armored Kossars, my bowmen can just shower them with missiles on the way in, and then my own cavalry can countercharge once they inevitably break through my center with that crazy ogre mass. I don't think I actually hit anybody that time. Huh? Maybe I got like one ogre bull or something, but hiding over there in the woods makes it a little bit more difficult. Targog, the Slaughter Master. Disgusting. Maybe we might go after him eventually. Oh yeah, here we go. Didn't get a direct hit, just sort of grazed him, so it only did a little bit of damage that time around. But here you can see the AI being, you know, a little bit sneaky, moving the troops over here into the forest in order to avoid the incoming fire. And that's going to help screen their approach, at least for a little bit. Got my Kossars out in front, trying to lay down a little bit of fire into the advancing ogres, but they're going to need to hightail it out of there right quick. My other group of Kossars are going to need to do the same, except they'll be doing so under fire. And now for the moment of truth here. And there come my bear cab in order to break up that charge. They're going to smash into my line of armored Kossars. Oh, it's a little loud. I got the feeling that, yeah, it reversed my settings from before. So we're going to go ahead, apply that. Sorry about it. Those ogres are just smashing their way through my Kossars. They're not having a good time. But the bear cavalry and the number we did on these ogres before they even hit our lines is going to start to bear some fruit. Bears are going to charge into the rear. That's going to send most of these ogre bulls into a rout. We got some sort of advanced units here, saber tusk packs and things like that I think were part of the second army that's coming in. So I need to deal with them quickly so that I can turn around here and reform my line and then just apply the same sort of strategy and logic to the next ogre army coming in. That's going to be enough there to see them all off. Targog is going to go in behind my lines, and I'm unfortunately going to leave him. And so he will be back a little bit later to cause some problems. Little Grom opening up on the ogres. I'm trying to slow them down a little bit with some magic. We have this these stragglers out front. So we're going to charge into the ogre bulls with bear cab. And then I think... I don't think we're going to stay in there forever because there's just too many ogre bulls. This is definitely an opportunity here. Got some troops moving forward, trying to use this bottleneck that we created essentially with our warbears to lay down some devastating missile fire. And we're going to back with them there. Our troops have got themselves into position, and the Slaughterbuster comes from behind. He's going to smash into my armored Cossairs. But we've done a number on the ogres here so far. They're going to smash in, but Boris is going to set his sights here on Targog. So he's Wissen's wild form on himself, but Boris is more than a match. Bear Cav got a little bit roughed up here, but I did manage to successfully disengage, and now the ogres have kind of funneled themselves into yet another kill zone. We're here, have some Noblar Trappers, not really familiar with what they do, but they're not going to be long for this world. Armored Cossars are a pretty nice pick against the Ogre Bulls. They just do a lot of damage and covering what little that they do have. And the Ogres are just piling on in a big old monster mash. But the Kislevites are holding the line. My frontline infantry, my Cossars, have just been complete champions this match. But yeah, nonetheless, they've taken some pretty serious damage. Bears coming in from behind, managing to precipitate almost a mass rout here. I think Boris is in there as well. He's probably managed to kill off Targog, I think. There's still Groth over here, who is going to be a problem for us for another day. He's managed to sink his fat, stubby sausage fingers into my poor Ice Maiden, so I definitely want to get her out of there. Trickster's Shard going down on her, so she's not really able to defend herself quite as ably. And this is where it was getting kind of ugly, because those ogres, just through sheer weight of numbers and mass, were kind of managing to bust up my lines a little bit. But luckily, then the winged bear hussars arrived. I'm going to smash into the rear here. And that should be enough to precipitate a final rout amongst the ogre kings. We're going to go ahead, taking it at full speed here. Managed to get my Ice Maiden away from that nightmare. Targog is now back. Apparently Boris was not able to put the screws to him with any sort of finality. Groth is still kicking around. Not sure where Boris is. He's sort of separated from the melee. He's still unhorsed right now. So we don't have our own bear cavalry. We don't have our own mounts and stuff like that. We can use the mass to kind of push our way through. But this is basically going to shatter the entire ogre army here. They're fully enveloped. There's bear cav in there. It's just an absolute nightmare for them. And that's going to be it. Not necessarily a miracle victory, but certainly not an easy one by any means, especially since I'm not super used to fighting the ogres, but quickly beginning to discover their many weaknesses. Go ahead and kick down to fast forward there. Little Grom and missiles are going to rain death and destruction down upon the ogres, while the bear cav try to run down any survivors and give them frost blades there. Help them get their bloody work done a little bit more quickly. Little Grom managing to pick off a couple of ogre bulls there as they try to retreat. These ogre bulls have been basically cut down to nothing. There's a big old blob of them here. And try and kill them off as quickly as possible. That's gonna be it. They're done like dinner. My glorious Kislevites stand victorious again. And that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys back in the campaign, man. Whew! Yeah, that was a close one. That was super close. We definitely need to replenish. Didn't kill as many of them as I wanted to.
You belong to Urson now. Boris Ursus himself. Reborn for Kislev. Lost Tzar returns.
Movement.
Onward, proud men.
That really sucks.
Boris Ursus himself.
Let's give him a war horse. Do I really want to do that right now, though? That's the question in it. Because hard to hit could be useful here, too. Useful for dueling. His anti-large is like crazy strong. Yeah, that's a lot of bonus versus large. That'll be really nice.
With this I serve Kislev. High
Yeah.
Priest of Ursun.
Yes, I would like to play
Excellent.
my war bears a little bit. A little bit extra melee attack, a little bit extra melee damage.
Ursun's disciple.
Get something good out of her. Ice Shield will be really useful, slowing them down a little bit more. Strong versus characters. And then lower cooldown to Frost Blades is really nice. Yeah, it's probably the best one we can do so far. Well, I don't like it, but it is what it is. We're still in a little bit of a compromising position here. If the orcs were to descend on us, and it's possible that they may, we'd be in a lot of trouble. No. Streltsy Arsenal will be really nice. Country Pathfinders. Yeah, we'll definitely want that. It's gonna be a lot about maneuvering this time around.
I follow the bear.
Let's take a look here. Spell Shield, that's what you're using right now. Plus 5 melee defense. It's really nice. And spell resistance. Not like there's a lot of spell resistance needed. Let's do that.
Hear me roar.
Last turn. See what happens. Oh no! I'm so scared. Might be able to retreat here. Oh man, that's so many orc boys. So many orc boys. Oh goodness. Yeah, we'll try and retreat, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I think they'll be able to catch us regardless. Take a look at let's scout the terrain. If we can make a nice choke point, which we can't, we'll get swamped in the field. Oh my god, and there's some ogres here too. Holy crap. I don't know how we're gonna survive that. That's crazy. Well, we'll have to see what happens, right? We do have artillery. That's something that they don't have. And if we can assassinate their characters... Large. Yeah, some terror routes and things like that might be pretty nice for us. This is a little ugly though. I don't know how we're gonna deal with these holes. Damn. Well, it's been nice knowing you, everybody. See you on the battlefield. So this battle, this battle is gross. Pardon me. So we're gonna kick things off here. Little Grom, as we usually do. I can't wait to get multiple little Groms. This will be fun to play with. And the amount of carnage that I can inflict it'll basically increase exponentially. So I think what we're gonna do first is try and go after Guts. Try and at least weaken him. At least weaken the leadership cast of the orcs, because there's no way that we just don't have the numbers to cut our way through all the boys. And yeah, so cutting off the head of the snake is going to be the order of the day. It's going to be absolutely imperative. So Guts there, taking a decent amount of damage from Little Grom, firing shots from downtown, and it hurts. It's like what, 600 or something weapon strength? Yeah, 515 armor piercing. It's ugly. Another near miss there. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fast forward through this. Guts slowly getting whittled down. We wait. Well, he's waiting for his reinforcements, which is, I thought, a little bit unfair, because they have just such a huge amount of resources relative to us that I would have expected him to come down off there. But like, look at this, the green frickin' tide here. And I feel a little bit silly because I retreated, and if we had just fought this somewhere else, then we wouldn't have to deal with also the ogres on top of everything. but this is our life. So we're facing down a true greenskin Wa here, which is exciting and simultaneously a little bit terrifying because I don't want this campaign to end in like 2 episodes. Managed to do a little bit more damage there to Grizzguts. Hurt him just a little bit, and then there's the level 1 Tyrant, who Boris should be able to cut down pretty easily. Like, 1v1, Boris can take any of these guys, so if we can get them to, like, come at us piecemeal, then that's kind of gonna be the way that we've survived this. Let's take a look at our order of battle, since I forgot about that. Naturally, I have my Pocket Warbear Riders, and they are going to be essential. Absolutely. Like, we are winning games off the back of our Warbear Riders. Our infantry force is a little bit sad and mixed. Armored Cossars here. Still wounded from the previous battle against the Ogres. No one's really at full strength, with the exception of some of our Kossar Spears who didn't take any damage at all. And, of course, Boris. So, between Boris and the Bear Riders, there's a chance, but it's really going to come down to some hammered anvils and a lot of opportunism here. So, little Grom, pew-pewing away. They've, for some reason, condensed all of their characters together just to make things extra easy for us. So I think that's actually going to hit all 3 of them. Do a little bit of damage to them. Except for him, I think he's still at full HP. This fat bastard. Charmers again. 90. Yeah. Another shot there. Near miss. But we've managed to take him down by about 1/3 of his health, which is nice. And he's the most experienced war boss on the field. So between these 2 war bosses here, if we can kill them off, that's a big deal. The Ogres are a little bit less of an issue just simply because there's less of them. But the Bulls and things like that, if used at the right time, I mean, it would just be game over for us. They could smash their way through our lines and it would just be terrible. But thankfully, there's not very many of them. And the rest of their armies consist of just like Noblars, who are basically nothing. They're just like huge shields. So we're going to go ahead, fast forward here. Little Grom sees that massive horde of enemies streaming down from the hill and is rightly a little bit intimidated. So he's going to try and reposition over here to this hill, which is going to put a little bit of terrain between him and the advancing Ogres and a lot of the Orc boys. And then we're going to try and take some more pot shots over there at the Orc leadership, because if we can get that done, that's a real big deal. Meanwhile, Ogre Bulls, a little bit of note here on the placement. I tried to keep Boris over here because what I've noticed is that the AI tends to focus on your leadership, especially in Warhammer 3. I mean, it was kind of the case in Warhammer 2, you can bait them the same way, but especially in Warhammer 3, they will try to goon out your lords and your heroes. So I put him all the way over here because I want to draw them into here and away from my bear cavalry because I don't want them to get discovered. That would be very, very ugly. Little Grom pew-pewing away. Good shot here, or a good chance here for us to get both of them. See if we get one more shot off. Oh yeah. Now Grognok Toothtaker is down to about 1/3 of his health, and Grizzguts is down to about half. So that's kind of the way that we win this. Lots of Goblin Archers here. Orc Arrow Boys and things like that are going to be a problem, but if we can get Bear Riders in behind them and smash into their second line and then precipitate a rout amongst the Orc Boys with the death of their leadership, we do that all in like one big push, because we have the tools to do it. Oh yeah, here we go. Ogre Bulls. But as I was saying, we have the tools to do it. We've got some fear-causing abilities. We've got our army hexes from the Urson Invocation and things like that. It's really just going to be a matter of trying to defeat things piecemeal, picking them apart, slowing things down the way that we're doing right here. Perhaps a little bit premature, but they will walk in and then they're just going to come under a devastating hail of fire here. Ogre Bull's just not able to really do a whole lot in the face of that. And then they're going to walk into a line of armored Kossars, so we're going to pelt them with bullets. And this early little assault here is going to go very badly for the Ogres. Yeah, you can see some of those riddled with arrows. They're going to turn around and run the other direction, and hopefully we'll be able to get another volley or two off and try and shatter them. Oh yeah, there we go. And 3 or 4 models are going to go down, and those ogres are actually going to shatter. So, managed to take care of the ogre bulls. Noblars, these Noblars here are going to shatter, and we'll be done. So that first wave of the enemy has been beaten back. This I didn't see, because the Wolf Riders actually have stock. So they're going to come over here, they're going to see my Warbear, and I know that the jig is up. So I'm going to immediately jump on top of them and try and, again, route them piecemeal, so if I can like concentrate both of my Bear Riders onto the Wolf Riders and kill them quickly, and that's fabulous. I'm also going to drop one of my hexes here to try and lower the leadership of these units, and then we'll actually work this. Those Goblin Riders are going to get destroyed, essentially. Not shattered, but they're going to take a lot of damage. My Bear Riders, because they're anti-large, they're just going to have a field day. But this is a good chance for them to get literally hundreds of kills. But there is a bit of a problem here, in that there's some infantry support in close attendance, and I don't want to leave them in there. So we're going to manage to rout off 2 of the 3 units of the Goblin Riders. And take a big old bear-sized bite out of the 3rd. And then the infantry is going to be here. So I'm going to try and pull them out if I can. The Goblin Wolf Riders are very quick, though. So we're trying to stretch them out a little bit, get the Wolf Riders away from them, and then when I see them begin to waver like that, we're going to turn around with the bears. We're going to try and kill them off. And because we do so much damage, it will actually work there. So we're going to rout off these Goblin Riders. But this is not the hill I want to die on. In fact, this is the hill I want to die on. So I'm going to pull my Bear Riders back there. The Tyrant is over here. I got Boris bearing down on him. I was really regretting not giving Boris a horse here for the extra mobility, which is something I had the opportunity to do a little bit previous there. But I'm going to pull him away because I can see that the Tyrant there is kind of being dealt with. He's doing a lot of damage to my armored Kossars, but this is the bigger and more serious threat. I think we might take some of our armored Kossars here and try and shoot him and try and kill him off. But what I really need to do is get on top of the Briscuits, because he's on his mount, which means that he's a large unit, and I'm going to be able to get in there and just deal a ton of damage with Boris. And get it from behind, deal some pretty nasty damage there to that war boss. We're not going to let him get away. Meanwhile, over here, things are not going great. I managed to get my bears up onto a hill, charge downhill, use the leadership debuff here. I was trying to cause a bit of a mass rout, but there's just too many. Oops, sorry about that. There's a plane overhead. Trying to cause a mass rout here with the Orc boys. And the Bear Riders are doing alright, but there's just too many of them, and I don't want them to get swarmed and, well, any more than they already are, just completely enveloped. So we're going to pull them back up here, back on top of this hill, and try and go for maybe one more downhill charge, and if we can, effect some sort of breakthrough, because right now they're just pinning my hammer while my anvil is getting swarmed, so not good. A little bit of bad mojo going down there from the Ice Princess, or Ice Maiden, whatever the hell she is. Nasty Skulkers in there. And I'm trying to just redeploy here as best as I'm able. The Orcs are managing to break through into my line of Kossars, who have taken a little bit of damage from the Orc missile units. But the Kossars will be able to hold their own here. These Kossar Spears don't know what they're doing. Trying to get a few shots off there, but the Orcs are actually going to get in there. But at least for the time being, this side of the line has managed to stabilize a little bit with that influx of reinforcements. Little Grom, I'm going to charge in there because why not? So leave its anti-infantry. It's got a decent amount of damage that it can do against these troops. I just want to rout them all. So you can see this here. A lot of these units starting to rout, and I've managed to extricate my Bear Riders and leave these Orc boys in the dust. So now they're going to have to chase me. I'm going to be able to move these 2 units downhill, and this is where it gets important. So I think we've managed to rout off one of the Orc bosses. The second one is here, locked in combat against Boris, but he's not going to have a good time with that. So if I can kill him, then we've effectively decapitated the leadership of the enemy forces. The Ogre Tyrant has come back here, but he's taking, I think, a decent amount of damage here. I think he's actually getting focused down by some of my missile units. Another big frosty dump being taken on the heads here of these orcs. I think I dropped my leadership buff here, or debuff, and I'm trying to cause a bit of a mass rout to relieve some of the pressure here, if at all I can. So I've managed to get my Warbear Riders into the rear. There is another wave of the Orc boys, but they've been pretty severely mauled by my Bear Riders, I have to say. One unit Bear Rider is here, the other one is busy scattering the Arrow boys. This is exactly what I said we wanted to do earlier. There's some Wolf Riders and things like that, but this is actually going to cause a huge rout here. Now, I mostly have missile units, and I don't have a lot of my cavalry over here right now, so it's got to be down to my missiles to try and thin the herd before they inevitably come back. But we're in pretty good shape here for now, except over here. The Armored Cossars have given their all for the motherland, but it's just not going to be enough. There's just too many Orc boys, and those 2 units there got a little bit jumped on. And my Armored Cossars have been defeated as well. I do still have a decent amount of troops left, but I'm not able to pursue these guys, and this is where it gets really dangerous. So the Orc units, or the Orc bosses, are dead. I believe only one of them is, and so it's entirely possible that they will turn around and come back. I don't think it's very likely for the Ogres. I think we've managed to see them off for good. And I'm trying to keep the pressure on with my Warbear Riders as best as I'm able to, but we have another group of Orcs coming in here, so I have to move everything that I have, including my Cossars, to try and stabilize this. Using more of that ice magic there, giving them all frostbite, slowing them down. Meanwhile, I've got my Warbears over here, I've got the missiles, the Cossars up on the hill, just trying to keep these 2 forces separated. But now I'm fighting a war on 2 fronts, and I just don't have the numbers to do it. Over here, the Gobbo's getting scattered a little bit by my Warbear Riders. Little Grom, I believe, is over here as well, just trying to stem the tide of Orcs as they come back. Now, some of them will rout off. We've got a few of the boy units here that we've managed to permanently scatter. Some of the Orc Arrow boys, though, they've got pretty good morale. Warbears here, yeah, being brought back around. You can see another unit of Goblin Archers there, but over on this side, even with Boris, a lot of these troops are just very, very tired out. And what we need is our Bear Riders over here, smashing into the back of those Orc boys. But unfortunately, there's just not enough Bear Riders to go around at the moment. So I'm going to try and pull out Little Grom and maybe some of these units. I can see that my line here is already getting outflanked. Got some Gobbos in behind. They've pinned my Armored Cossars, like basically the best of my army. So I need to get Little Grom. I need to get my Warbears in there. I'm going to try and smash into the rear of those Goblins, rub them off, relieve some of that pressure. Over here, the Warbears are doing what they do best, just trying to keep the skirmish forces separated and away from this main kind of battle over here. But of course, there's only so much we can do with just a couple Bear Riders. So, Orc boys charging in, menacing our rear, and this is where it gets really bad. I'm throwing in everything that I have at this point. Managed to get some of my Warbear Riders in behind, so we're going to get that juicy hammer and anvil. At the same time, I'm going to pop Fury of Ursun with Boris, try and get a terror route or something. And hopefully it's going to be enough. Yeah, we're going to get that terror route there, so thank goodness. I managed to melt some of those Orc boys, and a good amount of them here. I think I've managed to get all of my troops in. The Orc boss there, Grognok, whatever the hell his name is, doesn't matter. He's going to shatter, so he's done. The Orc leadership is gone, the Ogres are gone, but there's still just a lot of Orc boys left, and I'm kind of pulling out weeds at this point, trying to stop these terrible fungus men from overwhelming what remains of my army. So some of my Warbear Riders there getting critically low. I was actually worried that I might lose them in this battle. Boris is being brought in over there, trying to attack from the rear. See him charging in there quite bravely. That should be enough here, I think. Send these guys running. Another little bit of magic there from the Ice Witch. I wonder how many kills she's had. Not many. That ice spell, the Kiss of the Ice Maiden, does not really do a lot. I think most of its utility is meant to be bound up in its slow ability, but so far I haven't been terribly impressed with that. Maybe that's something that's more Tempest-oriented. Warbear Riders, of course, in the back, doing what they can to keep the Goblin Archers scattered, managing to chase a whole bunch of them around. These Goblin, or these Orc Arrow boys here, I think we might be able to send running for the hills. Maybe. Oh, it's so tense. Yep. Okay, we're gonna be able to route off that whole little box there. And run at these goblin archers here. They should be easier to get to put to route. Yeah, that's gonna be enough there. More missiles coming in from the wolf archers, but luckily they're gonna shatter. I think they've routed several times throughout this battle. And this is where it gets ugly. So a lot of those troops we managed to terror out, they're not coming back. I'm trying to keep them out of the fight for as long as I possibly can with the Ice Maiden. She's actually straight up there in the fight, fighting alongside the Gospodars. Not the Gospodars, the Kossars. And these damned Arab boy units just won't go away. Like, look at this. We've managed to scatter so many of them. I've got more of my warbears over here. I've combined them all into just one big force because they're just getting so low. But I think I'm going to peel off what remains of these 6 bear riders plus little Grom, and they're going to go after the goblin archers over there, trying to put them to flight once and for good. Most of these units have been being pursued to the end of the map, so they're not going to be back, but there is still some dangers over here. And my Gospodars, yeah, you can see by our blood activating, and I was really worried at this point that Boris and the Ice Queen were just not going to be able to hold. Boris getting simply inundated here with orcs on all sides. Absolutely destroyed. And most of my units are kind of melting here under the weight of that final orc assault. Managed to scatter and shatter the goblin archers over there. So little Grom and crew. We're going to be able to bring our might to bear against the rear of these Arab boys, hopefully before they can get another shot off. Nice charge there. Should be enough to put them to rout. Little Grom's going to get in there, and that's going to be all she wrote for them. Warbear riders have managed to be brought into the rear here, but a lot of our armored Kossars and things like that are just routing off. So it's really coming down here to like Boris and the Ice Queen and the Bear Riders. I'm going to give them some Ice Blades just to give them a little bit of extra damage here. And this, it's still in the balance. I'm just trying to route off some of these supporting units. My 6 Warbear Riders going to get a beautiful charge here off. I'm not going to do as much off the charge as I would have liked, but little Grom is going to get in there as well. And of course the Warbear Riders have like crazy stats. Really high armor, really like, decent enough melee defense. What a good health pool. Only about 800 or so HP left. But little Grom getting in there. Smash into those Arab boys, and that's going to shatter them. And then I think a general sort of shattering happens. And somehow, miraculously, we're going to pull this off. And this is exactly why I like to play on the settings that I do. Good challenges, lots of like really insurmountable odds, but like our tactics and everything like that, it felt good, like it felt like it paid off. And we were able to like control their numbers and control their movement with our ice magic and things like that. So yeah, pretty happy with it so far. Poor Ice Queen. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward here because I tried to run down as many of these troops as I possibly could. But like, yeah, look at the destruction. It's a lot of dead-ass orc boys. Although quite a lot of them are going to escape this battle as well. I mean, yeah, despite the low HP, a lot of these units do still have a decent amount in there. Like a decent amount of models, I mean. Warbear Riders running them down. Boop, 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 boop. Trying to just thin the numbers as much as we're able to, but there's only so much that one can do. Been brought down to about 52. I've noticed that, like, it is difficult to run down routing units, but in any case. I'll see you guys back in the campaign. Well, holy shit. That was pretty brutal. I was hoping we'd get more replenishment back from that, seeing as killed so many of them. Yeah, that's the best thing
Kistiev can use more hands. Boris Ursus himself.
Zogoth!
Oh god. Dograt will definitely be back. That's super nice.
Lost Tzar return.
I'm giving that to my boy here. Bonus versus large. That's basically the perfect weapon for him.
High
we just went up
priest
4
of
levels.
Ursun.
A warhorse would have been really nice. A resettler, also good. A couple more there into our
The
warriors,
Great
make it
Bear
even more OP, 'cause
rewards
they basically
me.
saved our bacon in that game. Okay. Well, that was a hell of an episode 2. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in episode 3.
Reborn.